Hello there! Welcome to this week's edition of Transformer of the Week, where I'm going to be looking at this guy. He's only Transformers Classic Starscream. Yeah, look at this guy. Perfectly adorable, lovable jet plane. As handsome as an fighter jet. Well, yeah, one of the F's, keys, something, I don't know. I'm not a pilot, but he's a jet. He's a military jet, and he looks brilliant. It's got, a nice classic G1 Starscream grey with the reds and the blues. It just add that extra lovely bit of just detail. I mean, look at these. Look at the reds and blues on that. And this nice little go faster stylings on these wingies. It doesn't really bother with any Decepticon logos. Just has this one of these rub signs for reveal the shield and all that. Might be a bit too autumnal at the moment to get this rub sign working properly. But yeah, so it's there anyway. It rubs, and it's surprise, surprise. Starscream as Decepticon. Yeah, so it's just this lovely, lovely jet, and it's amazing, it's lovely moulded in detail on the jet. I'm sure you can pick that up on the camera. Got a nice side profile, got a bit of an underbelly for all those people who like to display their Transformers on the shelves, underbelly up. But you know, we need to say these things. Got a lot of junk underneath it. Who cares? Really? I can see a bit of robot underneath my Transformer. It's ruined forever for me. Yeah. Look at this underneath. Anyway, sorry. Let's carry on. Be sensible. But yeah, nice yellow cockpit. It just screams Starscream. Just absolutely. Oh, look at that. Just look at it. It just makes you just want to pick it up and go whoosh, whoosh. It's got some moulded landing gear things, if you like landed or whatever. But yeah, other than that, it's just everything's great. It's got these firing missile launchers. I'm not going to fire them off right now. And what to do? Pop off if you don't want to have big guns on him. They're brilliant. Brilliant. So it's very, very G1, and that's your lot really. It doesn't have any articulation in the jet mode. But why would a jet be articulated? So yeah, I mean, it's what I love about the Classics line is, well, I guess it's what we'd always wanted, isn't it? I can't really. In terms of reference, was around 2006 when it came out. I can't really place what else was going on in Transformers at the time. We'd had Beast Wars, and was one of the movies out then, or was it before? Was it pre-movie? I'm not too sure. Unicron trilogy, Rid, one of those, something like that was out. Anyway, I've done Beast Wars, and I picked up, maybe, I can't remember, like I said, I can't remember what we were up to at that stage, so I dabbled with some of the others, but yeah, I walked into Woolworths one day, I'm not sure what was after, maybe some pick and mix or something, and poor Woolworths. I wasn't really expecting, I'd seen these online, I wasn't really expecting to find some Transformers figures in Woolworths somewhere in Greater Manchester, but there he was. So it was, pretty much. I think he had some Bumblebees. I'm not sure who else, but it was Starscream was like an easy buy, like buy on site. You toy joy, yes please. Yeah, and then he becomes this brilliant robot lord. I mean, what's come after it, is a bit blocky and a bit, he's not got, what the articulation that we're now accustomed to, but at the time, ball jointed hips, knee joints, arms that can move, on, nice joints and swivels and elbow joints. It's just absolutely brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. It was like, my God, I remember, this is the toys that we had in G1, and now they've made them into proper action figures that can actually move and can pose and can do all kinds of brilliant things. What I particularly like about Starscream is, I'm not sure, his head is because he's got a head swivel, but because his jet cone is like draped on the back of him there, but you can go all of his jet cone, and you can move that to give him like some head swivel head action, like puppeteer wise. Hello. Maybe they should have just kept his head rigid and just had that move his eyes, so it could have been like eagle-eyed Starscream. That would have been fantastic, wouldn't it? That would have been amazing. But alas, it was not to be. So he can move his head like that, and he can fire his missiles. Or his null rays, his Starscream up, not flipped in his nipples. There you go. Yeah, so it's brilliant. And size comparison wise, it's another rant. I've been guilty of it before in the past of doing size comparisons, but I don't particularly enjoy it. I don't. I was watching a video from one of the big YouTube Transformer people, one of the main dons of the Transformer YouTube realm, and reviewing one of the new Headmaster, not a new Headmaster, but one of the third-party Headmaster toys, and he was talking about its wingspan, and he was saying, well, the wingspan is somewhere between such and such a third-party toy and such and such a third-party toy. It's like, well, I have no idea how big that wingspan is then, do I? Because you're comparing it between two toys. Didn't even bring them on screen to compare them. We just said it's between this one. I think one of the ones was one of the ones from Feral Rex, which I've seen videos of, but I've never seen that in the plastic, so I have no idea what it is. So it's like, I'll name one toy people might know, I don't know if they're heard of, and one that, they've heard of, but a few people had it, but means nothing to me. And what information is that actually giving me, other than, look at me with my third-party toy knowledge? It's like, who cares? Just shows what it looks like next to a figure that everyone has. And this is not. If you're doing size comparisons, every time you do them, use the same toy. Use the same toy, and this would be my candidate if I was ever going to do, proper size comparisons on Transformer videos. This would be my go-to guy, because it's the first wave of the classics. This is the guy that probably the most repainted, and the remolds of them also being repainted of the classics line, or maybe of Transformerdom ever. I think this toy has had the most reuses out of. I think if you're a Transformers collector, you will more than likely have a version of this, if not this one. I'm saying that because I only have one of them, and it's this one. But yeah, he's out now. He's in next year they're still using him. Next year in the Collectors Club, they're still churning out versions of this. So he's getting, not only is he getting used, but like more and more expensive toys. At this moment in time, Hasbro should have made this enough money out of this moment. They should just be giving it away for free, shouldn't they? I mean, they've got other classic Seekers. They've got the Fall of Cybertron version. They've got the Armada version. We're going to be getting a Leader class version. It's the remolded Jetfire, Responder Cracker. So I mean, there's plenty of options to make Seekers out of, but yet they still keep coming back to this toy. So really, if you're doing a size comparison, this is the guy to compare to, because he is Mr. Genericon, Mr. D go to standard sized Transformers figure. But I think the problem is that Transformers collectors like to moan, so they keep comparing it against this guy. His articulation is not that great. He is actually quite dinky. So whenever you moan about Transformers, but the deluxes are getting smaller and smaller, and then you do such comparisons to one of the first waves of the classics deluxes, and they're probably about the same size of it. It just makes you look like you're stupid. But but please don't. When you're doing a size comparison, don't go right. I've got this figure from a new wave that's just come out that I'm reviewing, so hopefully you see for the next time. What I'm going to use as a side comparison for it is other figures from that wave that you also don't have. So it's like, well, why? How does that help me? How does that help me gauge what size it is? And furthermore, why do I actually need to know what size it is? Why should any other figure really have to be compared? Any Transformer be compared against any other Transformer? I mean, every Transformer figure has something in their own merit. Really, they should be judged on their own merit, and not maybe judged just as a merely size thing as another one. Because if you want any kind of size continuity, then with Transformers you've come to the wrong place. I mean, there's no size continuity in the cartoons, in the films. I don't think they try their best and they use the same CGI models, but I don't think I think there probably are bits where it's a bit off. The cartoons, the comic books, nothing. The size just varies all the time. So the toys also. Well, so what? But yeah, just say, this Transformer is he's about half an inch taller than this other Transformer. Who gives a rat's ass? Really? If it's gonna put you off, is it? Is anyone ever gone, I was really fancy buying that figure, but because he's a head shorter than Deluxe Trailbreaker, I'm not going for it. Right. Oh dear. I've just learned that Beast Wars, just things I can pick out of the head Tarantulas, is a lot shorter than this third party figure. I'm not going to buy Tarantulas. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I've probably done size comparisons before. I don't particularly enjoy them. I don't really see that much of a point to them, unless it is just to gauge, this is how big the toy is. Then use something that is a standard, and I think you couldn't get any better of a standard figure than the classic Seeker mould. And this guy is Transformer of the Week because he is the daddy of the Seeker mould, Starscream. That's my Transformer of the Week, and also a bit of a rant, a bit longer than usual. Take care, we'll see you next time. Less ranty, but I think this is a week of rants, isn't it? This is a ranty week, Transformer community. Yeah. Stay sharp.